Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rebooted MCU. Today we are here with Rebooted MCU Phase 5 Part 4. Before we get started, I want to encourage all of you to join the Discord by following the link in the description below, and also follow the Instagram page. And double check your subscription status. About 71% of recurring viewers on the channel are not subscribed. It helps me and the channel out a lot if you make sure that subscribe button is hit. So go ahead and double check that now. And with that all being said, we have an action-packed episode today, so let's jump right in. The fourth project of Rebooted MCU Phase 5 is Hercules, Prince of Power. The movie opens up in the halls of Mount Olympus as we see Zeus, played by Russell Crowe, and Ares, played by Michael Shannon, walking together as we see paintings depicting the 12 labors of Hercules. Zeus admires the paintings and sighs. Since Gaia created my father Cronus, and I overthrew him and began our rule here on Mount Olympus. We gods have always been revered and respected by our followers. Even when Greek culture fell to the wayside, our power carried on through the way of myths and legends. They built statues, wrote stories, performed in theaters, performed shows dedicated to our legend. But now, because of Odinson and his friends on Earth, they no longer revere us. Worse, the God Butcher caused mass hysteria, and there have been questions raised about my leadership on the Council of Gods. And to top it all off, my own son, Hercules, has decided to make Earth his home now, following in the steps of that blasted Odinson. It is certainly awful, Father, but please, tell me of your will. I'm itching to get to battle. You are to go to Earth and visit the land called Ionia, the place formerly known as Kikaris, and visit the destroyed Necromantian of Archeon, the old temple of necromancy dedicated to my brother, Hades. I've made a deal with him. He will allow you to use the undead army of the Spartans to destroy the Earth. We will start again with a new planet, new worshippers, and new followers. And since a majority of gods on the council have followers who preside on Earth, the destruction of the planet will be seen as an act of power, like when I trapped my father in Tartarus. And I will restore my image, and the council will respect me once again. Yes, Father. Now, one question. Before I go, what if I encounter Hercules down there? You will give him two options. 1. Surrender and return to Mount Olympus, where he will be judged by the Pantheon. Or, he can die along with the rest of the Earthlings. That goes for him and any other gods who get in the way of my plan. Now, you will use Hermes to travel to Earth. Do you understand your mission, my son? Yes, Father, but I grow tired of waiting. Let me go to Earth. I want to start my conquest. Zeus nods, and as we watch the two walk away, the title card appears. We cut to New York as we quickly watch Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman, being thrown through the streets of the big city. As she hits a car, she screams, "Herc, are you serious? I told you, there is a time and place for training." We watch as Hercules, played by Brett Goldstein, jumps from atop a building and says, "Number one rule of training to be a warrior. Never expect a battle to happen, but always be prepared." We watch as Hercules charges at Jane, preparing to swing his golden mace at her, when suddenly we watch him go flying across the streets as we see Mjolnir reforming in Jane's hands after she hit him. She says, "You want to tangle on our way to breakfast? Fine. But I'm going to give it all I got and use everything you taught me against you." Hercules laughs. "Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Come now. It's show time." We watch as Hercules and Jane fight throughout downtown New York. At one point, we watch Hercules hurl Jane past a booth with signs that say, "Vote tomorrow, Luke Cage for mayor," as one of the workers turns out to be none other than Peter Parker, played by Tom Holland, who turns to a woman and says, "Hey, is that something I should—" "Nope. Don't even think about it. You're strong and all, but that's not something I get caught up in, kid. I'm sure it'll work itself out. I hope. says Jessica Jones, played by Kirsten Ritter. Peter gulps. Yeah, New York is a crazy place these days. We cut back to Hercules and Jane fighting as we see Hercules gain the upper hand. As he goes to smash Jane with his mace, he stops and begins clapping. Congratulations, mighty Thor. You passed another day of training. Now let's go to that diner you discussed with me. Jane stands up panting. First, it's called a diner. And second, we can't just keep training in the middle of crowded cities like this. People could get hurt. Perhaps, but from what I remember, humans are a warrior species, always waiting for the next battle so they can brandish their weapons and march towards the fight. Yeah, that was the case in like ancient Sparta and Athens, but not anymore. Some battles humanity can't fight, and that's why they needed Thor and the Avengers. You need to realize, Hercules, Thor never became a legend to these people because he was a god. He became a legend because he was a hero. Hercules scoffs. I grow tired of this discussion. Come, my stomach grows empty and is in need of replenishment. Jane shakes her head as the two walk away as the citizens of New York look on in horror. We cut back to Mount Olympus as we see Zeus sitting around a large table as he says, I now call the Pantheon to order. We watch as the camera slowly zooms around showing the various gods and goddesses of the Greek pantheon. Hermes, played by Ben Schwartz. Artemis, played by Tanya Reynolds. Dionysus, played by Brian Baumgartner. Demeter, played by Jemima Kirk. Apollo, played by Sam Richardson. Hephaestus, played by Michael Persbrandt. Aphrodite, played by Kristen Bell. And Athena, played by Naomi Scott, who listen on as Zeus explains his plan to destroy Earth and regain respect from the Council of Gods. Ares is currently headed to resurrect an undead army of Spartans, the greatest warriors of ancient Greece. No offense, Athena. And with their combined power, the Earth will stand no chance. But we will rebuild, make new civilizations of worshippers who will show us respect once again. Father, one question. What's going to happen to Hercules? My son, you should stick to worrying about the ambrosia. But I guess you do raise a valid concern. I know that some of you thought it was a great idea to join Hercules in defying me when Odinson disrupted our meeting on the council. I'm a forgiving man, but further insubordination will result in awful consequences. I've instructed Ares to kill Hercules if he does not agree to return to Olympus. And along with that, if any of you decide to defy my orders, well, he will have to kill you as well. Now, let's go ahead and dismiss this meeting. I'm ready to go grab some ambrosia. Come on, everyone, let's go. As Zeus gets up and leaves the chamber, Athena scoffs. Okay, guys, we can't seriously listen to him on this one. I mean, destroying the people who consider us to be their legends? Odinson died for us to step up in our duties, not start over. Well, Athena, I for one don't agree with his decision, but I'm not going to get into a match of will with Father on this one. I also don't agree with it, but I'm like way too pretty to die. Plus, men will love me and women will inspire to be like me in every civilization. A new one won't really be any different. I really don't care. I'm going back to work. Yeah, I mean, it's better to just plead ignorance on this one. Now, let's cut this conversation and go grab some ambrosia. Finally, someone is speaking my language. As the gods get up to join Zeus in grabbing ambrosia, Athena stands up angrily. Fine, go enjoy your ambrosia and forget your duties to our people. I don't care if Father resents me for the rest of time. I won't stand by and let innocent people die while he attempts to boost his image. I urge you all to stand by me. This would be needless bloodshed. Go be a hero there, Athena. We're going to party. Athena watches the gods walk away as she says, Nuh-uh, I'm not going to stand for this. I need to go find Hercules. We watch Athena grab her necklace as she says, Pallas, find me the location of Hercules, and allow me to teleport to his location. My wisdom commands it. Athena closes her eyes as we watch her necklace begin to glow as we suddenly watch her disappear in a blinding light. We cut inside a diner where we see Jane sitting at a table with a small plate of bacon and eggs, while we see Hercules scarfing down a full plate of bacon as he places an empty plate atop a stack of already around 10. Jane sighs. I truly have no idea how you are capable of putting down so much food at a single time. Please, I used to eat 2 whole cows for breakfast when I was embarking on my 12 labors. When you have to fight against Cerberus, you need to eat a lot. And besides, was there not that man who ate 5 dozen eggs every morning to help him get bigger? How is this much different? You mean Gaston? Dude, he's an animated character. Regardless, he is one of these many people that you have shown me in these movies and TV shows that are capable of accomplishing amazing tasks just because they put their mind to it. I am no different. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of these individuals got their premise from me. Before Jane can answer, he watches Athena appears in the diner as patrons scream. Hercules looks up in shock. Athena, what are you doing intruding upon this quaint establishment without prior warning? I apologize for my rather sporadic appearance, brother. I used Pallas to get here as fast as I could. Ares is currently gathering an army of undead Spartans from Hades. He has been instructed by Zeus to destroy the world. We need to figure out some way of stopping him before we are too late. Okay. Hold on here. This is the legendary goddess of war and wisdom, Athena, and Ares and Sparta, and... Okay, what's going on? I'm so confused. Also, how'd you get here? You remember the Bifrost, do you not? Of course I do. What does that have to do with anything? Each pantheon of gods has their own mode of travel. The Asgardians use the Bifrost to travel around the galaxy and to Omnipotent City, while we Greek gods have 2 options. We can use Hermes' hyperspeed to travel to whatever location we want in a matter of seconds, or Athena's Pallas amulet. The amulet uses her wisdom to transport us to whatever location we need. With one major downside. I have to know about the location, or be able to visualize it, or know someone who's there. It's tied to my knowledge. So you couldn't ask me to travel somewhere I've never been to, or if I haven't seen an image of it, or if I don't know someone who's there. Okay, I mean, outside of the fact that that's kind of cool and honestly really fascinating, Ares is coming? I mean, what's that about? I think perhaps we should move this conversation outside. These mortals appear to be rather terrified of my arrival. The group looks around to see the patrons of the diner staring at them as Jane nods and says, yep, let's head outside. We cut outside of the diner as we see Athena explaining the situation to Hercules and Jane. According to my calculations, it should take the Spartan soldiers about 2 hours to travel from the depths of the underworld, through the river Styx, and to the Necromantian. So we have about 2 hours to come up with the plan of action before Ares begins his attack. Yes, this will be tough, as the Spartans will have their strength increased through the power of the river Styx, like that Achilles fellow. Did you ask the other gods to aid in protecting Earth? Yep, they all said they wanted to, but refused to help out because they were worried about disappointing Zeus. Well, it's no big deal. I have the powers of Thor, and we have 2 Greek gods, the god of war and the prince of power. We can easily stop Ares and his army if we work together. You're not right on this matter, Jane. Ares is like no other. He is ruthless, powerful as well, but he won't stop battle or fighting for anything. I'm powerful, yes, but his will, his pure lust for battle, makes him dangerous. If we went toe-to-toe with him and his undead army, we would maybe be able to hold on for minutes, but we would be overwhelmed quickly. Okay, this is bad. This is, like, really bad. No need to fear, Jane. I think the next step is quite clear. We have to form our own team. Sort of like that team you showed me on the television the other day. The A-Team. A group of fantastic and skilled warriors who will stand up to Ares and this undead army and protect the Earth. Listen, Jane. We need to go find our Mr. T. I don't know what's worse. The fact that that reference actually made sense, or the fact that I'm definitely going to have to stop showing you everything from Hollywood. Stay focused, Jane. The real question is, who do you know that we could call? Valiant warriors that would be willing to stand beside us and fight Ares and his coming army. The Avengers, that's it! Why don't we just contact the Avengers? They'd definitely be able to help us. The Avengers? You mean that group led by the mortal you told me who has a shield? I'm sorry. He wouldn't last 5 seconds against a Spartan soldier from the river Styx. Okay, fair point. What about Spider-Man? What? What is this you speak of? A man? Made out of spiders? What good would that do us in battle, Jane? No, he isn't actually a man made out of... Never mind. Wait, what about Black Panther? Jane, what good would a giant jungle cat have in helping us fight Ares? Oh my gosh, you're impossible. Athena, you know what I'm talking about, right? Nope, I'm with Hercules on this one. I have no clue what you're talking about. Right, I forgot. You guys really didn't pay that much attention down here for the last few years. Okay, there's only one other hero I can think of that could help. Maybe the Hulk.
What is a Hulk? Its name. It's filled with power. He sounds like an absolute champion of a warrior. Why did you not mention him beforehand? I can tell from his name alone he will be a worthy ally in our battle against Ares.
So that's all it takes, huh? Anyways, only one slight problem. I have no idea where he's located. Do you have any characteristics that you can tell me about this creature? Well, he's green, gets angry, got his powers from radiation. Radiation, that's it! Athena, have you ever heard of gamma radiation before? It's a very rare form of radiation rarely seen on Earth. I've only seen it occur in very few instances, all in other areas of the known universe. But if this creature is filled with gamma energy, I'm sure Paulus will be able to help me locate him. Perfect. Okay, looks like we have a plan. Yes, come Athena, let's find this noble creature, the Hulk. We watch as Hercules and Jane place their hands on Athena's shoulder as she closes her eyes and her necklace begins to glow as the group disappears to find the Hulk. We cut outside the wreckage of a torn-down house as we see Hercules, Jane, and Athena standing in shock as Jane clears her throat. So, this isn't Bruce, but this is a Hulk. We see a Hulk with slick black hair looking at the group. Well, you are right. I am a Hulk, but yeah, I'm certainly not Bruce. I'm kind of like an awesome version of the Hulk. I can't believe what's happening.
Awesome? Hulk? No. This is totally awesome. He's big. He's green. His muscles are gigantic. You must be a true warrior.
Okay, Herc. How about we calm down and Mr. Totally Awesome Hulk here, why don't you tell us who you really are? We watch as the Hulk hits a button on his watch as we watch the Hulk slowly transform into Amadeus Cho, played by Ryan Potter, who chuckles nervously and says, "Ta-da!"
The Hulk was a boy this entire time? Oh, this planet might be doomed, Athena.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. I can explain. Amadeus explains to the group that while attempting to build a gamma radiation chamber, a pipe burst and flooded his basement with gamma radiation, causing him to transform into a Hulk, but also caused the other person in the basement, Doc Samson, to transform, not into a Hulk, but into a superhuman of sorts. Doc Samson began freaking out over the transformation and destroyed the house in his panic, causing the house to collapse and killing Helen, Amadeus' mother, in the process. Doc Samson ran off, which left Amadeus alone to figure out his new Hulk powers. During this time, he constructed a watch filled with nanobots that help him control and manage his Hulk powers, allowing him to trigger the transformation whenever he pleases. Crazy thing is, I figured all this transformation stuff out while I was in my Hulk form. So, despite everything that happened, I'm honestly kind of better than ever, all things considered. Okay, so this is obviously not the true Hulk you told us about. No, but Amadeus, I'm so sorry for your loss and for everything that happened to you. But we have to go find Bruce. Time is of the essence here. Wait, you need to find Bruce? I think I know where he is. We cut to a log cabin in the middle of the forest where we see Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo, whistling as he walks back to the cabin carrying fish. As he almost reaches his cabin, we watch as Hulk screams in pain as a creature jumps off of Hulk's back. Hulk turns around and sees the man who underwent the Weapon X program, the one who they call Wolverine, played by Tom Hardy, who snarls at the Hulk. Hulk takes a deep breath.
Okay, buddy, what is this big deal here? I'm not doing anything to anyone, just gathering fish for dinner tonight. What the heck is up with you?
I'm gonna tell you this one time, bub. This ain't gonna be pretty. And when I'm done with you, All that remains is gonna be your little green flesh in a clump on the ground.
You wanna go, little man? I hate to tell you, I don't tolerate bullies. Wolverine snarls as we watch Hulk and Wolverine begin to fight. Hulk is much more powerful than Wolverine, but Wolverine's pure rage and aggression becomes too much for Hulk as we see Hulk fall to the ground. And as Wolverine prepares to stab him in the face, we watch as Hercules, Athena, Jane, and Amadeus quickly arrive on the scene as Hercules screams, "My word, what is this creature?" Wolverine turns around and screams as he leaps at Hercules, who begins fighting with Wolverine. Hercules manages to beat down Wolverine and eventually uses his mace to land a major blow to Wolverine's head, forcing him to calm down as he falls to the ground. We watch as Hulk is lying on the ground panting as he looks up and sees Jane, who smiles awkwardly. "Bruce, it's so good to see you." Okay, first off, Jane. Second off, Amadeus. Third, what in the ever-loving heck is that creature? Why are you all here, and how did you even get here?
How about we all just settle down and catch up on each other and explain what's happened?
Yes, but we must be quick, because if we aren't, the entire world will end.
Okay, I really have lost it. I'm going crazy. Jen was right. Staying in the woods alone was an absolutely terrible idea.
The group stares at Hulk as Wolverine gets back up and begins snarling. Hercules grabs him and holds him in place. We cut to a few minutes later as we see Hulk, Amadeus, Athena, Jane, and Hercules standing in a circle. Wolverine has been tied to a nearby tree using a chain found by Hercules. Amadeus explains what happened to him as Hulk sighs.
Amadeus, I'm so sorry about the loss of your mother. She was a fine woman and an amazing friend, but your gamma transformation. You were actually able to program both the watch and nanobots to help trigger your transformation while you were already in your Hulk state?
Yeah, it was shocking. Like, I really didn't need to control anything. I didn't have any rage or anger. Actually, in fact, once I transformed back into a human for the first time, I had a really hard time transforming back into the Hulk. I initially thought the nanobots would just be there to help keep me out of my Hulk form, but it turns out I need them to help me actually activate my Hulk transformation.
So this whole transformation really is tied to one's rage and anger, huh? You grew up in a loving household and find it more difficult to maintain your level of rage. I'm guessing that if Jen has taught me anything, you will also be lacking in the power department as well. Interesting. But I'm glad you are okay, Amadeus, and that you brought these guys to find me. But I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand the situation fully. The god of war has returned to destroy Earth.
Yes, and you are the Hulk of legend. We do not have much time, though. We need to know, are you in or out?
Okay, I'm sorry, but why come to me? Why not go to Thor first? He's sort of the god responsible for keeping Earth safe.
Well, Bruce, Thor died on the battlefield protecting Earth from Gore the God Butcher. I decided to stick around to help Jane train with Mjolnir, but as it turns out, I'm sort of having to step into Thor's role. But as much as I hate to admit it, I can't protect this planet on my own. I need help. I need the Hulk.
Hulk looks down in shock over Thor's death as Wolverine snarls.
Yeah, right. A bunch of heroes here, locking me up in chains once again. Some heroes you all are. I escaped captivity just to be placed back in chains.
Hold on. Where did you come from exactly? Who put you in chains?
Shut it, bub. What does it matter to you where I come from or why I came here?
Because it isn't every day that some dude with metal claws comes out of nowhere and attacks someone. You appear to be a valiant warrior, ruthless, powerful. I wish to know how you gained such power.
I ain't gonna say nothing as long as you still got me in these chains, bub.
Bruce, I think maybe we should let him out. It's the only way to figure out what he's doing here and what exactly's going on.
Fine, but if he tries anything else, I'm not gonna be Mr. Nice Hulk anymore. Trust me, I can turn it on and off now, and when it's on, you still wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Once he is freed, Wolverine explains to the group that he is a mutant. His powers manifested while he was a soldier in the United States Army. As he was getting chewed out by his commanding officer, Wolverine had claws made of his own bone exert themselves through his flesh, between his knuckles and his fists. He was filled with a sense of rage. Unable to control it, he viciously killed his commanding officers. Other soldiers began shooting at him, and while he could feel the pain of the impact of the bullets, his body quickly healed from the gunshots. Before he could be convicted for the death of his commanding officer, Wolverine was given a proposition by CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That being, he could undergo a new treatment as part of the Weapon X program or be sentenced to life in prison.
I chose to become a guinea pig. All I remember is the pain, the metal, how it felt like I was dying, but this stupid Golden Awakening mutation crap prevented me from dying. That would have been easier than the suffering. They fried my brain. I don't remember anything that happened before I killed my officer. They gave me the name Wolverine so they could strip me of my past. They wanted me to be a soldier, and wanted me to test my strength against the Hulk. They made me look at your face, constantly, for weeks, reminding me of your name, making me go insane. It was my mission to kill you. I failed, and now I'm gonna go face retribution for my failure.
I'm so sorry. I know what it feels like not to be in control. To feel like a science experiment gone wrong. To feel trapped in your own body. Can't believe Val forced you to do this. She's an evil lady, but trust me, it gets better in time. You really aren't a monster, Wolverine. You're a man who was made to be a monster.
Cut the pity, green freak. I ain't looking for sympathy.
Dear Wolverine, if you don't mind my inquiry, if you truly possess all of this strength and invulnerability, why don't you just run away?
The bald-headed freak who operated on me installed an electronic device in my neck. If I stray off course or don't return in time, he shocks my entire body. It causes me immense pain. It reacts with the metal they put in my body and it just burns. Like my flesh, all over, burnt to a crisp, every second. It's worse than death. It's constant, unrelenting torture.
We watch as suddenly Amadeus walks up to Wolverine and sticks his watch up to Wolverine's neck as Wolverine unleashes his claws.
What do you think you're doing, bub?
Whoa, easy. I'm instructing my nanobots to remove the chip from your neck. Just a minute. Okay, here they go. He watches the nanobots return from Wolverine's neck and back into the watch. On their way in, one of them drops the electronic chip on the ground as Hulk looks on in amazement. Amadeus, you can control that stuff with your mind? Yeah, they respond to my brainwaves, but more importantly, you are now a free man, Mr. Wolverine. Wolverine grunts.
You better watch it next time, twerp. You come up to me like that again, and I'm gonna slice ya.
As Wolverine sits back down, Hulk clears his throat. So, Hercules, be honest with me. What are our chances against Ares?
I don't know, but I will fight until there is no air in my breast, and our odds are heightened if you join us.
You know, I thought I was done with all this fighting evil gods stick. I mean, come on, I've had 2 Asgardians who have brainwashed me at this point. Did a number on me. Made me break. But Thor, he's gone now. He was a friend. I'll stand with you 3 to honor him. Hercules nods as Amadeus laughs awkwardly. You know what? You guys seem cool, and I honestly don't have anything better to do, so, I guess I'm in as well. No offense, Amadeus, but I don't think you are really cut out for—
How dare you question this warrior's courage? He agrees to stand with us in battle for his planet. Regardless of his experience, he is courage. He will be a worthy ally.
Oh boy. Well, Amadeus, just follow my lead, and we can give it our best shot. Amadeus nods as we see Wolverine get up to walk away as Hercules says, My dear friend, named after the woodland beast, where are you going? We could use your help in the battle for the planet.
Sorry, bub. I ain't the team player type. I'm going to get out of this stupid costume, get some Cohiba cigars, and a nice cold Budweiser and drink my pain away.
Oh, come now. You are a warrior filled with rage, passion. You'd be wasting your talent by choosing the life of vice over the life of battle.
Sorry, bub. As I said,
I'd rather indulge some beer and cigars over saving this place anyways. It ain't done nothing good for me anyhow.
Wait, beer, you say? I can assure you, nothing beats ambrosia, the nectar of the gods, the most delicious and powerful drink any man or woman can dream of.
Hercules, what are you doing?
Trust me, Athena. He watches Wolverine stops in his tracks and turns around.
I bet you're bluffing. But, on the off chance you aren't,
come with us, and you can have all the ambrosia your heart desires. Wolverine rolls his eyes and growls as Hercules smiles. We cut into an unknown room as we suddenly watch as Athena and the rest of the group teleport inside.
This is Hephaestus's forge. It is a storage facility for all the most powerful weapons of the gods. We have to prepare for battle.
Yes, hurry. According to my calculations, we have but a half hour until Ares begins his assault.
You better get me this ambrosia, bub. Only reason I'm here.
Right. Jane, help the Hulks. I will find the ambrosia. He watches Hercules begins rummaging around the forge as he runs into Hephaestus, hacking away at some kind of weaponry. My word, Hephaestus, I'm sorry to encroach on your work.
I really don't care. Just be quiet.
Thank you. Also, are you drinking that ambrosia over there? And oh, by the way, please don't tell Father I'm here, okay? He is...
I told you, Hercules. I don't care. In fact, most of us don't care about Zeus or his stupid ploy to stay relevant. Just shut up and let me work.
Hercules nods, grabs the ambrosia, and returns to the group as we see Amadeus and Jane helping Hulk with a piece of armor. Hulk chuckles to himself and says, Hey Herc, what do you think? Nice look? Yes, especially because that is the armor my father wore in his battle to fight Cronus. Oh Lord, Amadeus, help me take this off. No, keep it. It suits you. Now you, here, have some ambrosia.
Do you really think that's a good idea? From my knowledge of ambrosia, isn't that stuff only made for consumption by gods?
Who do you think I am, dollface? I ain't no lightweight.
As Wolverine takes a sip of the ambrosia, we watch as he passes out as Jane rushes towards him. Hercules shrugs. Well, perhaps you were correct, Jane, but regardless, Athena, we need to go to Olympus.
Why? There isn't much time left before Ares attacks.
Hephaestus said that the gods don't care much about Zeus's little game, so maybe if I speak to them, perhaps we can recruit them to help us.
I told you, Hercules. They don't agree with him, but they're afraid to defy him.
Come now, Athena. Give me a chance. I can persuade them. Fine. Come on, then. Jane, Amadeus, make sure he's able to be awoken. We will be back. Hercules places his hand on Athena's shoulder as we watch the two disappear. We cut to Zeus in the pantheon of Greek gods and goddesses watching a projection of Ares on Earth preparing for the resurrection of the army of undead Spartans, as Zeus claps with excitement. My children, this is a glorious moment, not just for us as gods, but for me and the other members of the Council of Gods. This is the day we reclaim our rightful rule over new followers, as we watch our old followers perish. As Zeus begins laughing, we watch as Athena and Hercules appear in the room as Hercules screams, My fellow gods and goddesses, please hear my plea. The people of Earth will be wiped out by Ares if we do not stand together. We cannot allow Ares to wipe out the Earth. They are our people. We must protect them. Please, stand with me. Hercules, my son, you really think they will listen to you?
I think once they see that you're a man who has nothing besides a little damaged ego, they will no longer stand with you, father.
Give me a break, Hercules.
You are nothing without me. You need me to be this big, strong, powerful person. You think you would have gotten the title of Prince of Power without me? No. No, you wouldn't have without me, because you're a disappointment and an embarrassment to the gods. I molded you to be like me, to be my heir as the head of the Council of Gods. And you threw it all away so you could protect those pathetic earthlings. And Athena, you fake goddess of war, choosing to stand by Hercules like this. Go on then, go down to earth. We will all watch as you both die at the hands of Ares, you two pathetic disappointments. Hercules looks around the room as all the gods remain seated as he scoffs. Come, Athena, let's go. We watch as Athena places her hand on Hercules as the two teleport away. Zeus laughs.
Only a few minutes until the fun begins, my friends. We cut back to the forge as we see Wolverine has regained consciousness as Hercules and Athena arrive back in the room. So did you convince them?
No. This is it. This is our team. The 6 of us. I know we all don't know what's going to happen on the battlefield today. And for some of you, this is your first battle. But one thing I've seen from us all is that we've been fighting something personal for a while now. Jane, your cancer diagnosis slowed your career down, but you fought back with Mjolnir. Hulk and Awesome Hulk, you have fought the monster inside of you. Wolverine, you have fought the people who sought to control your power and make you a monster. Athena, we've fought against our father our whole lives. He sought to control who we are and what we do since we were young. Not anymore. Today, we stand up for the people of Earth. We fight back against all these things that have sought to hold us down. Are we in? We watch as the group puts their hands in a circle as Fight for Your Right by the Beastie Boys begins to play as we watch the group disappear from the forge. On Earth, we watch as Ares stands in front of the destroyed necromantian of Archeon and says, "Now, the army of the former military power Sparta, arise from the land of the dead, emerge from the river Styx. Praise be Hades that you will aid me in bringing judgment upon the earth this day." We watch as the necromantian begins to glow as we watch Spartan soldiers begin to emerge from the ground, as Ares chuckles, "Yes, yes, yes! Nothing can stop me now." You might not want to speak too quickly, brother.
Ares turns around to see Hercules, Athena, Jane, Hulk, Amadeus in his Hulk form, and Wolverine standing together as Ares walks up to Hercules.
My, brother, what a formidable group you have. Are you here to stop me today? And if you are, do you really think that this lot has a chance of doing that? As long as I have blood coursing through my godly veins, I will fight to protect this planet and its people. Well, lucky for you, I'm gonna make sure this skirmish is ended quickly.
Why are you doing this, Ares? You can't possibly agree with Zeus on this.
I really don't care what I'm doing this for. I hunger for a good battle, the bloodshed, the violence, the action. I've missed it. I've longed for it. In fact, how about we even the odds, Athena? How about you get an army of your dead Athenians and we will see which of the warrior races is superior?
I will not denigrate the lives of those Athenians lost in battle so you can get your kick, Ares. Ares, we can stop this now. If you want to fight, I promise to fight you every day until neither of us can battle. There is no reason that there needs to be this much bloodshed.
Sorry, Hercules. This is going to be too much fun. The only way I will stop this battle is when you force me to stop.
Hercules grunts as Ares turns to walk back towards the army of the undead Spartan as Hulk says, So, when are we gonna start this thing?
The fight's gonna start any minute now, bub. No more questions. It's time for action. They want to play. I love to play. I hope they know. I just don't like to play nicely.
We watch as Ares turns around and screams, "Attack!" as we watch Ares and the army of undead Spartans charge at the 6 as they begin engaging in battle. We watch as Hercules fights with Ares while Hulk, Wolverine, Jane, Athena, and Amadeus all attempt to fight the army of undead Spartans. Hercules calls out to the group, "Remember, the Spartan soldiers come from the river Styx. They have incredible vulnerability outside of every area of their body except for one. You need to figure out where that spot is."
"Don't you worry about that, bub. Leave it to me."
He watches Wolverine begin slicing a Spartan soldier. As he leaps down from the attack, he watches the soldier begins reforming. Wolverine scoffs.
"Well, it ain't his top half, so how about?"
We watch as Wolverine leaps for the feet of the soldier, slicing the back of his foot as we watch the Spartan soldier disintegrate.
The Achilles. How original.
Just like the legend. Aim for the Achilles, warriors. We watch as the group begins to attack the Achilles of the Spartan soldiers, but as the battle goes on, the 6 warriors begin to become overpowered as Amadeus screams out, "There are too many of them! We can't handle this! Stay strong, warrior, we mustn't give up!" We cut back to Mount Olympus as we see the Pantheon, now joined by Hephaestus, watching the battle as Zeus cackles with joy.
They're going to do it. They will kill the traitors and all those pathetic earthlings who think they are better than worshiping us.
As the group continues to watch, Hermes stands up. I'm sorry, Father. I know this is defying your will, but I can't watch Hercules and the others suffer down there any longer. You're doing this for your own ego. Destroying the lives of those who once loved us, also you can feel a sense of satisfaction because of what Odinson did to you. And I'm starting to see what Hercules saw. Odinson was right. We have lost our ways. We can't let those people die. We are legends to them, and we must prove that our status as legends holds to be true.
Oh, come now, Hermes. Don't make me kill you for insubordination as well. I stand with Hermes, Father. This has gone far enough.
As do I. I as well. We slowly watch as all of the gods stand up in defiance of Zeus, who screams,
You all wish to show that you are better than me, the head of the Council of Gods? Fine. Go die on that battlefield. And when you all lose, I will make sure you are all locked away and tortured for the rest of your miserable existences.
And when we win, we will make sure that you are no longer the authority figure here on Olympus. As Zeus screams and storms off, Hermes turns to the group. Grab on, everyone. Let's go help Herc. Cut back down to the battlefield as we see Hercules being punched repeatedly by Ares. He picks him up by the shoulder and punches him across the battlefield. We see Hulk and the other fighters slowly getting worn down by the onslaught of the Spartan soldiers, as Ares takes out his battle axe and chuckles.
You know, Hercules, for someone who has a title of Prince of Power, you really don't live up to the name. But now, it's time to end things, once and for all.
As Ares walks to deliver a finishing blow on Hercules, we watch as he is suddenly hit with arrows as we see Apollo flying in on his sun chariot as he diverts Ares away from Hercules. Hercules stands as he sees the gods and goddesses of Mount Olympus aid in the battle against Ares. We see Hermes use his speed to fly across the battlefield, destroying Spartan soldiers with his sword of gold. Artemis using her bow and arrow to defeat the soldiers. Demeter causing vegetation to sprout on the battlefield, trapping the soldiers, as Dionysus causes the soldiers to turn loopy, as if they were in a state of intoxication. Aphrodite causes the soldiers to be distracted by her beauty, as Hephaestus uses his hammer to destroy them. Hercules turns to Athena and says,
They came to help.
Hermes flies up and shouts, That we did! You guys were right! We need to step up and help protect this place. Now come on, let's end this thing. Hercules grunts as he raises his golden mace and shouts as he charges at Ares, as we see Hulk, Amadeus, Wolverine, and the Greek pantheon begin slowly gaining the upper hand over the army. We watch as Hercules begins beating Ares senselessly. The Spartan warriors are dropping left and right around the battlefield as Ares falls to the ground, and Hercules begins beating him with his mace. As he stands above him, Ares coughs.
Go on then. Kill me. I lost. You won. Don't hold it over me like that.
I will not kill you, Ares. Admit defeat. You are like me, a pawn of Father's bruised ego. You will be punished for your actions, but all I ask of you now is that you yield and admit defeat.
Fine. I yield. You win. May the remaining Spartans return back to the underworld, which they came.
As Ares says this, he watches the remaining Spartan soldiers begin turning to dust as Hercules lifts his mace in excitement.
The mighty Hercules, Prince of Power, along with the warriors of Earth and the gods of Olympus, are victorious on this day. We have shown who we are as gods, champions for the people of Earth, our people. May we remember this day as the day we showed Earth once again that we gods stand with them, not above them.
As everyone on the battlefield cheers, we watch as Wolverine scoffs and walks away. We cut to hours later as we see Athena standing with Hercules, Jane, Hulk, and Amadeus as Hercules said, You are sure the chains made by Hephaestus will keep Ares locked up on Mount Olympus for good? Yes, brother, and once we find Zeus, he will be locked up alongside Ares. He has shown that he isn't worthy of being the head of the Council of Gods, or the leader of us any longer. I'm glad, Athena. Thank you for your help. You are truly the best god of war in my book. Athena smiles. So, what's next for you, Herc? Well, I'm going to stay here on Earth. You never know when the Earthlings might need me again. Well, let me take you to wherever you need to go. Any place in mind? Jane, any suggestions? Not right off. I do feel tired, though. That battle was a lot. I'm not feeling great. I just need to rest for a bit. Merely the adrenaline of battle, that's all. What say you, Amadeus? Well, I really have nowhere to go, so I guess I'm figuring it out as well. Well, I did just train 2 Hulks. I wouldn't mind showing you a thing or two, Amadeus. I'd love to help out. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. Thanks, Bruce. Hercules, I just wanted to say, thank you. Thor was my friend, as I said. He tried to help me when I first became Hulk. Before I loved myself and who I am as the Hulk. Well, I never got to say goodbye. I think this was my way of honoring him. So, thank you for allowing me to say goodbye to my friend by doing what he did best, protecting humanity. Hercules smiles and nods. Well, if nobody has suggestions, I have one. I've always wanted to go to Hollywood, check out what it would be like to be an actor. Are you serious? Yes, I have a voice made for the bright lights and a face that the ladies would love. Plus, after you showed me all those shows when we weren't training, I think I want to try my hand at this whole acting thing. Well, I mean, Hollywood is fun. And hey, when you make it big time, my cousin is a very good lawyer. She could represent you. Well then, it sounds like it's decided. Off to Hollywood we go then. All right, everyone, grab on. As the group holds on to Athena, Hulk turns to Hercules. By the way, what do you think happened to Wolverine? Oh, you know, probably went to grab a Budweiser. As the group begins to glow and teleports away, the movie ends as a card saying Hercules will return appears on screen. We have 2 post-credit scenes. In the first post-credit scene, we cut to a news broadcast as a breaking news graphic pops up on screen as we see J. Jonah Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons, begins to speak. This is J. Jonah Jameson reporting live for the Daily Bugle News. We have breaking news. The man known as the hero of Harlem, Luke Cage, has been elected mayor of New York, defeating former Fisk appointee Leland Owlsley in a decisive victory, gaining 65% of the vote to Owlsley's 35%. Now, into the campaign room we go for Luke Cage's live reaction. We cut to the campaign rally for Mayor Cage as we see Luke Cage, played by Mike Coulter, standing with Jessica Jones and Misty Knight, played by Simone Missick, who are applauding as Luke speaks into the mic. I am so honored that you all place your trust in me to serve as the next mayor of New York. Times will be challenging, but trust me when I say, I'll work harder than ever before to ensure that this city is the best city in the world. Thank you. And this one's for you, Matt. We watch as the 3 take hands and bow as the audience applauds. In the second post-credit scene, we watch as Wolverine is wandering aimlessly through a forest in Greece, as suddenly he is transported to a white room. What's going on in here, bub? Trust me, you wouldn't want to make me angry. The one who calls himself the Wolverine, I presume. Wolverine turns around to see Professor Charles Xavier, played by Giancarlo Esposito, and Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, played by Joseph Quinn, standing in the other side of the room. Wolverine is the name those scientists gave me. But what's it to ya? Where am I? I'm communicating with you through Cerebro. I am here with my friend Scott Summers, the leader of the X-Men. I connected with you after I heard of the scuffle in Greece. I can sense your pain, Wolverine. The pain caused by your mutation, and the memory loss you suffered as a result of the evil experimentation that were performed on you. And I would like to make you an offer. We could use a mutant of your strength on our X-Men team. In exchange for this, I will help you find out who you truly are, and where you came from. Sorry, bub. That whole working with the Greek god was a one-time thing. I'm not much of a team player, and besides, discovering who I am ain't really a tempting offer in the slightest. Well, we also have a refrigerator filled with Budweiser. Wolverine scoffs. You know, I'm about to be convinced by beer again, but I know I shouldn't do it. As much as I hate to say this, we'll also keep a regular stock of your favorite cigars on property as well, should you decide to join us after all.
So what you're saying, old man, is that if I join your little team here, I'll have a place to lay my head at night, some nice Cohiba cigars, and some cold Budweiser whenever I please. You know what, bub? What the heck? I'm in.
Perfect. We will see you soon then, Wolverine. And that is Hercules, Prince of Power. So as we saw all the way back in Thor Gods and Guardians, Zeus wanted Ares to destroy the Earth, and thankfully for humanity, Hercules and his ragtag team of heroes stepped up to save the day, and we got our first introduction to the man named Wolverine, who we will see once again sometime soon. Now, next up in Rebooted MCU, we have actually a double feature. It will have Deadpool and Moon Knight, which will be releasing in probably 2 weeks from now. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to go check out Tales from the Darkhold, which is written and directed by Cinema Hero over on the Side Projects channel. Make sure again to hit the subscribe button and check out the last episode of Rebooted MCU. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care.